Hi. Are Japanese funerals Buddhist only? There's a myth in Japanese funerals that all funerals are Buddhist. Is that true? Hi, my name is Yusuke. I'm your host in jfuneral.com. I am your host of teaching you how Japanese funerals are in English. I'm probably the only one in Japan who can do that. All right. My question today is, are Japanese funerals Buddhist funerals only? The answer is no. That's a simple answer. But the reason is, right now, after COVID, during COVID, a lot of Japanese undertakers were severely damaged by not having funerals anymore. A lot of people decided to have non-religious funerals, which means they don't call the monks. They just have it quietly dismissed. All right. While the Buddhist is the most common religion in Japan, Japanese celebrate or practice just about every religion. When we're born, we go to shrines to celebrate the newborn. You go to the shrine. We also have Shigo-san, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years old, celebrate. Then when we get married, we have our weddings in the church, and we also celebrate Christmas, Halloween nowadays, and also Easter. Then, when we die, we have funerals in Buddhism. Buddhism has a significant influence on Japanese culture. And Shinto, Christian, and other religions as well, we have that funerals. But most of them, we try to get the monks to come in. According to the Agency for Cultural Affairs, which we call it BUNKA-CHO, which they do surveys on it, the Christian funerals are up to 1.6%, what they say. Islam is up to 0.6% last year. Wow. Islam is supposed to be said to be the highest growing, fastest growing religion in Japan. Is that so? There's a play on the numbers for the reason it was zero from the very beginning. It's growing. Yeah, from 0 to 1, there's a big difference. There's a big gap. All right. But before that, I want to give you certain numbers, which I found out in the Foreign Affairs. A little bit over 3 million people are foreigners in Japan. And 2.5 million are from Asia. 750,000 from China. 486 from Vietnam. 416,000 from Korea. And 297,000 from Philippines. This was last year. Statistics. And that accumulates up to 1.95 million people from 4 countries. Islamic countries, where are they? Pakistan, Indonesia, in Iraq, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Singapore. Are they coming to Japan? They are. Yes, they are coming to Japan. People from there. And when I was living in Ueno just a few months ago, and for 3 years, there were a lot of halal foods, and there was a mosque. I saw a lot of Muslims, and they're good people. The thing is, we have to understand this. Japanese are very tolerant in religion because we celebrate or we practice just about anything. And we accept a lot of religions because we are a mixed culture in religion. And one big reason that Islam is being looked again for another aspect in funerals in Japan is because they don't cremate. I know that Jews don't cremate as well. And the thing is, if you have a graveyard, if you have a burial, you don't have to be cremated. And if your religion doesn't allow that, you're free to not being cremated. And it's not 100% law or requirement unless you have died from a very contagious disease, which is very dangerous. You are not 100% required to be cremated in Japan. This is what a lot of people misunderstand. There's a myth that you have to be cremated in Japan, which is not. So what the thing is Buddhists the only funerals in Japan? The answer is no. And do you have to be cremated? No. So, a lot of Islam are coming to Japan and they are seeing the rights of not being cremated. And halas, that's over. And have a good day and see you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.